Hello Explorers, Kid Explorer here, and today I am here to talk about how I can afford to travel so much. I get questions like this all the time, and I've seen a lot of discussions about it recently, so I definitely wanted to make a video about this topic to give you my tips on how I afford to travel so frequently. And I believe I have 7 or 8 different tips for you on how I afford to travel so much. So make sure you stay all the way to the end, so hopefully you can pick up some new ways to travel more for yourself. And by the way, my name is Kid Explorer, and here on my channel I talk about all things travel, photography, and sustainability. So make sure you subscribe. It is free for you to do so, and you'll get notified when my videos are released. Let's get into today's video. So what is number one? The first thing I need you to consider in order to look at all of these other points that I'm going to mention today of how I afford to travel so much is that I make travel a priority. And that a lot of times that goes right over people's heads. I had someone on Facebook recently ask that question, and I commented that I make travel a priority. And people are like, explain. I literally explained the definition of priority. Making travel a priority means that you're putting travel up close to your number one spot, if not number one spot on your to-do list. Some people make other things a priority, like buying designer bags or going to get their nails done all the time or getting their hair done every 2 weeks. No offense to people who do that, but that's not my priority. So travel is high up, so some of those other things take a lower seat for me, and I may not even do them. So the first thing you have to do in order to be able to travel more is to make travel a priority. Now let's get into these other tips. The next tip is that you want to cut unnecessary expenses. So maybe you need to turn off the cable. I cut my cable or satellite. I think I had satellite before I cut the cord. I cut the cord in 2016 when I moved to Atlanta. All I've been paying for is Hulu, well now Disney Plus package, ever since then, which is what, $13.99 a month? And right now there's a deal on American Express where I get that money back as a reward. So I haven't paid for it for a few months. But before, my DirecTV bill, I think was like $80 a month. That is so much money when you look at how much $80 per month can get you. That's so much money. So much money that you can save. There's other things that you can cut out of your expenses, like going out to eat a lot. I know some people who go out to have dinner all the time or going out for lunch all the time, where you can meal prep. I meal prep on Sundays. So I'm spending, what, $100 on average for groceries, including cleaning supplies. And that takes me all the way through Friday. I purposely eat out on Friday and Saturday. That's my time where I eat out. Not all the time, but if I do, I eat out on Friday night or Saturday at some point. But eating out on a frequent basis costs a lot of money. Like I just went out on Sunday for lunch and it cost me, what, $35? I didn't even have that much food. So that could have been saved towards something else, like eating when I go on my trip or just to other expenses to travel. So you may have to cut down on buying your clothes. I usually don't buy many clothes throughout the year. I usually rotate and recycle my clothes and use them over and over again, except for a few key pieces. But if I buy new clothes, I'm usually at Ross, which is a discounted clothing store. You may see me every once in a while at a really nice store like Dress Up or one of the boutiques like Tags Boutique, or I buy stuff from Ivy Park every once in a while, but not on a regular basis. So definitely cut your expenses, things that are frills, things that you don't really need, and those expenses can go towards travel. Another thing that you should do is start a travel savings account. So in my bank account, I have my checking account, I have my normal savings account, for emergency fund, 6 months of emergency fund plus. So I have those things, but I also have little tiny savings accounts for other meanings. One of them is travel savings. So sometimes I just put $10 aside each check, and if I know something major is coming up, I bump up the amount that I'm putting in per check. So obviously it depends on how much you're getting paid and how much you're looking to spend on travel, but having that little savings account set aside for travel helps out, because then when the travel comes up, I'm like, oh wait, I have this amount of money in my travel savings account. Definitely something you should look to have started. The next tip I want to mention to you is to travel for cheap or for free when you can. Now, how can you do those things? So I definitely highly suggest going to Google Flights. Google is a free tool that you can use, and you can put your departure city in for a flight and put in the city that you're looking to fly to and turn on notifications. So you don't have to check it on a regular basis. And it will tell you for which dates, if you leave it wide open, or for your dates when the price goes down. So you're able to book. You can also go on Google Flights and just kind of do more wide open search to see what is the cheapest if you don't care about your destination for the time frame you're looking for. Another tool that I use is Scott's Cheap Flights. They have a free membership and a premium membership, and I'll leave the link down below if you're interested in the premium membership, because with the premium they give you way more deals in it, but they search for flight deals and you don't have to do the work. They send you the airlines the deal is for, where the departure airport is from. If you sign up for multiple airports to depart from, it will tell you which airports it's flying to, how long you have to book, some things about that destination, and they send it right to your email box. I love Scott's Cheap Flights, and you can actually go on to their web portal and see if you missed the email or goes to spam or something. You can go into their web portal and see what the current deals are that Scott's Cheap Flights have found. Another thing to do, which I've talked about in other videos, is to have credit cards for travel. There's a variety of different credit cards. Chase has some, like Chase Sapphire. There's a Chase Southwest credit card. There is obviously the Delta American Express credit cards, American Express Hilton, Chase Marriott credit cards. There are so many different travel credit cards out there. And I'll leave the link to the credit card playlist that I have down below in the comment box. But using those credit cards for regular expenses, obviously be responsible. Do not get a credit card and don't pay it off. Be responsible, pay your bills, because if you don't pay off your credit card, your credit score is gonna go down and you're not gonna be able to have a good buying power. But that's a whole different discussion about finances. If you know how to pay off your credit card, if you know how to pay your bills, credit cards are a good choice for you. For me, I personally use my Delta American Express credit card for every single purchase. So, for instance, I go to the gas station, use my American Express credit card. The next day, once the transaction has fully posted, I just pay that amount from my bank account. So it's not like that I'm just racking up all this debt on my credit card. I pay for it and immediately pay it off right after the transaction posts on my credit card. So if you do that, you're able to rack up points, get the bonuses and all of that, because you're using those credit cards and getting points towards the whatever travel perk you're looking for. And another way, which I will be talking about soon, is that you can also stay for places for free. Now, you may be able to stay for free based on your credit card that you have, but you can also house sit. You can have someone watch your house pretty much for free. There is an annual membership fee, like I think it's under $200. It's pretty cheap. And then you can also watch someone's house. So you can go to someone's house, take care of their pets, take care of their house, make sure it's secured and all of that, and then also visit that destination. I mean, $200 for a whole year of how many houses you want. You could spend $200 a night on a hotel or an Airbnb. But you have to be willing to take care of someone's home and usually someone's pet. Okay, so for the next tip I want to mention is you could do payment plans. There are websites out there like Affordable, and then even like American Express credit card. When you have a big purchase, there is a Planet option that you can use to help you pay off things. And even if you are doing like maybe booking a group trip through a company like Gate One, they'll have payments, so you don't have to pay for the whole trip at one time. So look into payment plans so you don't have to pay the bulk at one time. You don't want to pay the bulk of it while on vacation. You don't want to pay the bulk of it anywhere, actually. So look for payment plans to help you out. Another thing that you can do is to use Cheaper Accommodations. So I did mention house sitting, but there's also things like hostels. You can definitely stay at hostels. There's things like you can do volunteer work, where you can go abroad, maybe help a farm, maybe help the environment, do teaching abroad, and they'll put you up in different accommodations where you pay a little bit, not as much as if you're staying in a luxury hotel or just a hotel period or Airbnb. Also, if you're staying for an extended time period, sometimes you can find Airbnbs where it will give you a discount because you're staying for a long time period, and they're going to have continuous income coming in because you're staying for a long period of time. But that's something you have to negotiate and talk to that host in advance before you just go and book. There's not going to be just an amount out there like, oh, you're booking for 30 days, here's a 50% discount or whatever discount it may be. You have to have the discussion up front. Now, obviously, once we get on vacation, we want to do a lot of different activities. Now, I'm not saying trying to find free activities all the way and free food the whole time. That's almost impossible, or just very time consuming. But definitely try to find free tours. A lot of cities have free walking tours where you can learn about that city, walk around for an hour or two, and you don't have to spend money for it, and you get your feeling for that city through that free walking tour. And the last tip I want to mention, if you have the opportunity or you ear hustle opportunity at work about some type of business trip and you have the opportunity to take a business trip, whether it is for something for work and you're going to a different location or a conference or something like that, extend that trip within means, and the company is able to book that flight because you have to go anyways. Maybe stay an extra day or two so you can actually do some exploring and learning about that local area without having to pay for the flight. Okay, explorers, so I really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a lot of different tips to help you plan your budget and help you travel more affordably. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. It is free for you to do so, and it helps me provide more and better content to you in the future. If you have any questions or comments about this video topic, please leave that down below in the comment box. And make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and social media networks because they may need more tips on how to travel more affordably as well. And make sure you head on over to keytoexplore.darkroom.tech so you can check out my new photos that I took while in Paris and London and purchase one of those photographic prints for your space to decorate that space. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye.